So, what if I told you that your company's most valuable asset was also somehow its biggest hidden cost? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, today, we're diving into knowledge management, this secret engine that can either supercharge an organization or, honestly, completely sabotage it from the inside out. So what is it, and why is getting it right so absolutely critical? Let's get into it.
Okay, just look at this number for a second. $44.7 million. Get this, according to a study by Panopto, that's how much a typical large company loses in productivity every single year. And why? Simply because knowledge isn't being shared effectively. That's not just a line item on a spreadsheet. That is a massive, multi-million-dollar wound.
And that staggering figure brings us right to our first big topic, the problem. Because this isn't just about money disappearing into thin air. No, this is a problem that's rooted in the daily chaos and frustration of just trying to find the information you need to do your job. Does this whole scene look a little too familiar? You know the drill. You're hunting for that one presentation, you're messaging 3 different people for a password, you're trying to remember if that project update was in an email or a chat, or where did it go? This is that scramble. It's knowledge scattered everywhere, disconnected, and almost impossible to find when you need it, and it is a huge drain on our time and our energy. And because this problem is such a huge, expensive headache, the market for solutions is just exploding. The global knowledge management software market is on track to nearly triple in size, going from about $16 billion in 2022 to a projected $47 billion by 2031. That shows you this isn't a niche issue. It's a massive, industry-wide push to finally get this thing fixed. So, we've established there's a massive, costly problem. But what on earth is the solution? Well, that brings us right to our next section, where we're going to define the whole discipline designed to fix it. Knowledge management, or KM for short. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Well, at its core, knowledge management is a deliberate, conscious process. It's not something that just happens. It's about intentionally capturing all that collective wisdom inside an organization. Everything your people know, and then organizing it and making it easy for everyone to find right when they need it most. Now, KM basically deals with 2 main flavors of knowledge. First, you've got explicit knowledge. That's the know what. This stuff is easy to write down. Think reports, guides, company policies. But the real game changer, the hard part, is capturing tacit knowledge. This is the know-how. It's the intuition, the judgment, the 20 years of experience that's locked inside an expert's head. The whole goal of a great KM system is to take that invaluable tacit knowledge and somehow make it explicit so everyone can benefit from it. So, the entire point is to go from that chaotic mess we saw earlier to this, something organized, structured, and powerful. Knowledge management is the engine that takes all those scattered little bits of information and transforms them into a single, cohesive, and incredibly valuable company asset. Okay, so we get the what and the why, but how does a company actually do this? How do you make it happen? Well, let's open up the KM playbook and see how it works in practice. The whole thing works as a continuous cycle. It's not a one-and-done project. It all starts with identifying what your most critical knowledge actually is. Then you have to organize it in a way that makes sense so people can find it. From there, you've got to share it, get it out of the silos. But the real goal is application, making sure people are actually using this knowledge to do their jobs better. And finally, you evaluate the whole process to see what's working, what's not, and make it better. And when you get that cycle humming along, the results are, well, they're powerful. This isn't just about having tidy digital folders. It leads to smarter, faster decision-making. It breaks down those invisible walls between teams and really fosters collaboration. It gives people a foundation they need to actually innovate. And at the end of the day, it just makes the whole organization more agile and ready for whatever comes next. And hey, this isn't just about making things smoother internally. According to KM World, getting this right can boost customer satisfaction by up to 30%. And that makes perfect sense when you think about it, right? When your customer service teams have instant access to the right answers, your customers get better, faster service. Everybody wins. But here's the catch. Just buying some fancy new software isn't enough. A lot of these KM initiatives actually fail. So let's look at the real keys to success, the critical factors that make it actually work. This really brings us to the most important question of all. How in the world do you get it right? Because success here is about so much more than just the technology. Real success really depends on 5 key pillars. First, you need leadership to champion this from the very top. Then you need a clear strategy so everyone knows what the goal is.
So important is the culture. You have to create an environment where sharing what you know is rewarded, not hoarded. The company's structure has to actually allow information to flow easily between teams. And then finally, yes, you need the right technology. But notice it's the last piece of the puzzle supporting everything else.
A huge part of that puzzle is having a dedicated person for the job, the knowledge manager. Think of this person as the engine of the whole system. They're the one working across all the different departments, driving adoption, and, this is key, making sure that after a big project, all the lessons learned are captured and turned into new, accessible knowledge for the rest of the company.
And you know what? They can't do it alone. The real secret weapon here is building a network of knowledge champions. These are your enthusiastic advocates, your evangelists, embedded in different teams. They're the ones building momentum from the ground up, encouraging their coworkers, and helping to make knowledge sharing part of the company's actual DNA. Okay, so let's bring this all together. At the end of the day, this is all about one thing: turning an abstract idea, knowledge, into a tangible, working asset that actually does something for you. I absolutely love this quote from the European Financial Review because it's the perfect analogy. Knowledge that's locked away in one person's head or on their hard drive, it has a shelf life, just like lettuce in the fridge. If you don't use it, it eventually goes bad and becomes useless. But when it's shared, it nourishes the entire organization. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Every single organization out there is sitting on a goldmine of expertise, experience, and insight. The only question is whether it's being treated like an active, powerful asset that it is. Is your organization's greatest superpower just sitting there, or are you actually putting it to work?